Hello everyone, welcome back to the EduU channel. We are back after a long time. It seems like an eternity since we last met, but the occasion for our meeting today is that CAT is just a few hours away, and I know most of you guys who are appearing for it must be very nervous and excited at the same time. Trust me, I have been there, been in that situation just like you guys are in at this point of time. Hence, we're here to help you on what should be done, what should not be done in the remaining few days that are left before CAT. Whatever preparation you have done in the last 1.5 years will actually come to use on that one day, and only the knowledge part does not make you sail through CAT. A lot of things have to fall in place for that. So we are just here to give you some heads up before the exam. This is totally based on my personal experience, guys. So most of you guys will relate to it maybe 1 year, 2 years down the line once you have been through that phase yourself. But definitely, let's put some emphasis on some do's and don'ts for that particular day. I've made like a 10 bullet pointer for you guys. Just you go through these 10 bullet points and you know what should be done, what should not be done in these remaining days. First and foremost, a very important factor is please sleep well. It's very important for you to take at least 8 hours a day sleep for the remaining 4-5 days, whatever is left, because you want to be fresh when you sit for that particular exam. You don't want to be burnt out. You don't want to be in a situation where you're actually falling asleep while you solve a particular question. So please sleep well for these 4-5 days that are left before the exam, so that you are fresh when the exam kicks in. Second point is do not overdo it in these last 4-5 days. Do not go back, revisit the concepts, do not give a lot of mocks, because you have already done it. You have gone through that process of learning how to crack CAT. You have learned all the concepts all year long, and this is not the time when you should actually go back and revise those concepts. The revision dates are over. This will just shake some sort of a confidence that you might have built up till now. Please give more time in analyzing your mistakes for the few mocks that you give in these remaining days. This actually takes me to my third point, which is do not appear for more than one mock a day for the remaining days. Your concentration levels have to be at very high when you give a mock, and you don't want to be in a situation where you're given 3 to 4 mocks a day before the exam day comes in, and then you are actually burnt out. You actually get lost while you're appearing for your CAT exams. You don't want to be in that situation. So to keep yourself fresh and to keep yourself accustomed to solving just one mock a day that you'll be doing on the CAT day itself, please just give one mock a day for the remaining days. And this again brings me to my fourth point, which is appear for a mock every day at the same time slot in which you'll be taking your CAT exam. Trust me, guys, this is going to be a big booster for you guys in terms of your concentration levels that you're going to gain out of this. Suppose you're appearing for the second slot of the CAT examination, which is from 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. So whenever you give a mock in these remaining days, do give a mock between this time slot. What happens is your mind gets habituated of concentrating very highly at this particular time slot if you keep on doing it for like 4-5 days. So appear for one mock on this particular time slot in which you are appearing for your CAT. It can be your first slot, it can be second slot, it can be the third slot, but give a mock at the same time slot. It will help you increase your focus for the CAT examination. Your concentration levels will be very high at that day, and you will not get stuck in the examination in say one particular question, or at the same time you'll not get blank on that particular day. Make this a habit for the remaining days, and trust me, it will help you a lot. Okay, fifth point is very basic. You have to eat healthy. You have to eat not more than what is required by your body. Do not overeat at this point of time. Also have a very sort of a light meal before you go off to sleep. Do not, again, because of pressure, because of constant anxiety, some people do have excessive food, so please try to avoid that situation. Do not put yourself into trouble of falling sick. Which actually brings me to my next point, which is of not panicking. This definitely is an important exam, but this is not the end of your life. You definitely should treat this as just another mock that you have been appearing for so many mocks, and this will be just another mock for you. You'll definitely do well if you don't take that much of pressure. So you have to avoid both the situations. The first situation is where you don't have to get very bogged down if your scores in the mocks have not been good and you think that you'll not be able to bell the CAT. Avoid this sort of a feeling that would crop in. At the same time, do not get very complacent or overconfident if suppose you've been scoring very highly in your mocks. The D-Day might be very different for you. Clear your headspace, keep your head in the game, have the right mindset, and definitely you have to stay calm. Do not panic at all. all these points are interconnected at some point or the other, and definitely brings me to the next 2 points that I have. Reaching the exam location, exam center at least 30 minutes before this scheduled time slot. You definitely want to avoid a situation where you're rushing for the exam. Again, you have panic because you were late for something, or you forgot something, or probably just you have to avoid such situations on that particular day. You have to keep yourself, keep your headspace in the right spot, and for that you have to be before time. You don't have to be on time. You definitely have to be early. There are a lot of guidelines this year. You have to carry masks, gloves, just like last year, sanitizers, water bottles, pens. So please carry whatever has been advised on the rules and regulations part. Just go through them once, and please follow everything to the T. And at the same time, you have to carry all the relevant documents. You don't want to forget your admit card on the way to the examination center, or at the same time, you don't want to leave your admit card back home. So carry all the relevant documents, admit card, and whatever is required for you to give the exam stress-free. And lastly, guys, the last 2 points are actually very, very important. This actually comes from a personal anecdote. So I'll probably share an instance where, I myself have been a victim of this particular thing. So whatever strategies you have in mind, whatever strategies you've made till now, if you're good in one of the sections, you want to really score in that section, obviously go ahead and execute your strategies. Execution is the key at this point of time. But at the same time, you have to be self-aware as well. You don't want to spend a lot of time on one question if you're getting stuck in probably understanding that question. So don't spend more than 30 seconds on a question if you're just trying to understand it rather than trying to solve it. If you think that it's becoming too difficult for you, just please move on, because again, you don't want to waste a lot of time in, say, when you're solving your first section in one passage. You don't want to spend a lot of time, like 30 minutes in one passage, and then you're left with very less time for the remainder of the section of, say, it can be a first section, can be a second section, can be a third section. So you don't want to be in that situation. So you have to plan it that way. You have to be self-aware. If you think it's not going to be a short answer from your side, please move ahead. Make sure that you maximize the number of questions that you can solve, but at the same time, you have to be very sure about it as well, because there's a negative marking attached to it. And I'll share a personal story over here, just to give you an anecdote and draw a personal anecdote out of this. That I myself got stuck in one RC passage in my time, and which took me 20 to 25 minutes to solve, because of which it had a negative impact on my verbal ability section, because of which I could not clear the sectional cutoffs of some good colleges. So even after scoring like a 98 plus overall, because my second and third section were the boosters for me, I was not able to source calls from some of my dream colleges. So that is why it's very important that you don't end up in such situations, because I've been there. I know how difficult it is to take it in. So please make sure that you give equal emphasis to each of the sections, and don't get stuck into just one section and then have that thing in your mind that, okay, I've destroyed one section, how will I clear the section? So do not have this sort of thought process when you're doing it, when you're solving your exams. Just keep like an open mind, and like I said, if you think it's not going to be an easy one for you, it's not going to be a quick fix for you, please move ahead, leave that question then and there. And with that, I think we have covered all the 10 points that I wanted to convey to you guys. Trust me, guys, if you follow these 10 steps before your CAT exams in the remainder of these few days, in these few hours that are left before your CAT exams, it definitely will make a huge difference, and that difference will be shown on your results. That difference will be shown on your results for sure whenever they come out. So please follow all these steps. On that note, I'll definitely say best wishes to each and every aspirant, MBA aspirant who's appearing for any of the entrance examinations this year, not just CAT. You have a lot of exams coming up. You have SNAP, you have IFT, XAT, and other examinations as well. So please make sure you give your best in every exam that you appear for. And after that, we are here to help you, crack your dream business schools, or at the same time, your dream companies in the respective business schools. So all the best at this point of time. Do not think much. You have done whatever was required for you to be at this situation today. Just keep an open mind, go for the exam and kill it. Thank you guys, and all the best.